MicroStrategy sells more Bitcoin. Market can't handle it. See what happens here as we continue this beautiful Monday morning, baby. God bless each and every one of you. I see a short squeeze. They may just be inducing these shorts, baby. Watch out. 64.5 is holding, baby. Can we get another pump? Find out on the Life or Live stream, baby. We're coming at you live, baby. Check. Is this thing on? Done whole shows without the mic. God bless each and every one of you for being here. Thank you so much for jumping on in on this beautiful Monday. The S&P looks like it's about to explode, folks. There's opportunity here. Don't focus just on Bitcoin. We can trade anything. Just want you to understand that. Bitcoin, a little bit of a pullback. I'm down about, I think, 350 when I looked at it. There we go. Cracking that Saratoga. Having myself some salt water. I put salt in the water. All right? Give yourself some electrolytes. I like a little lemon. We ran out of lemon this morning. A bit odd for me and my family. But it is what it is. So a little bit of salty water, folks. Got to have something in there. You don't want to dilute your minerals completely by drinking just water. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you all for being absolutely amazing and awesome and being a part of the Crypto Live for live stream. Are you decalcifying that pineal gland with the lemon water? We're going to get back to that. We're going to get back to this whole way the channel started. The decalcification of the pineal, getting yourself on another level. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's how I got where I'm at today. I started decalcifying my pineal gland. I thought on another level, I changed my life. I started creating my reality and co-creating, and now I'm here. So, and if you think you're out of your mind, you spit out your coffee, and you're like, this guy's just bat. I didn't say it. He's bat out of his mind. No, but seriously, I could change your life. Just keep showing up. So let's take a look at what's happening here. There's a bit of liquidity above us for BOOKMAP, suggesting that we're going back up to 65.5. They were inducing the shorts. No guarantees, though. So let's take a look at the bigger picture for Bitcoin. Let me show you my live trade so you can see that I'm not afraid to show a loss. I'm down 140 in both trades. Oh, my gosh. We made, we did well last week. We didn't make tons of money last week. Around a little over $4,000. It was an amazing week. But if you make $4,000 a week, that's $16,000 a month. That's over $160,000 in just 10 months alone. And it was the slowest, cruddiest month where I spent most of the time with my family and was on vacation. So, you have to give it to it. When you even make money when you're barely, you know what I mean? So, this is the summer, folks. This is where you survive. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to give you the facts. Sad. I would love to just butter it up and act like it's all good. Like a used car salesman. We're getting the discounts. It's time to go, baby. And at the same time, there's people in my group that are making big money. I've seen more people make some money in the week. Look at the 1 hour bouncing back so strong. So if you got scared here and you just panic sold your bag, probably no reason. We're going to take a look at the big picture, see what's actually happening to Bitcoin. Watch this false move Monday take place right now. And have some fun with you guys. Shout out to everybody here in the chat. Let me make sure. Yep, I got it sent to the trading group. Let me just pop out the chat and make sure I pin that comment. Get everybody happy and going. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to my team. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in at this beautiful 10 a.m. And I don't know where everyone is. I don't know why everyone likes to be late. We get up to 1,000 people here in the stream, but we start off with 500. It's like okay to be late. We got so much to go over. We have so much to talk about. We get the S&P, the NASDAQ. We're grinding. I got gainitis, my man. Well, we'll find out. I think the only thing I see is some people are they're fiending for altcoins. I think they're there, but they're not there yet. The majority of the masses are here for altcoins. And altcoins are here. They're not here yet, but I see people attempting to trade them like they're here. A lot of people are going to get hurt because there's going to be a lot of low liquidity stop hunts. I'm just telling you, but hey, less are going to make it through. But as Bitcoin shows strength and stays above these key levels at 62, 63K, it's going to build a base for Solana and Ethereum. That's going to pull in the money. You see what I'm saying? That builds the base for Jitto and Pump. And then next thing you know, and then the Robinhood chain coming in doesn't hurt, right? Now you got kind of an exponential movement. And you see what's happening. I still own some IF. I haven't sold any IF. And just what if it cup and handles its way on out of here back to an all-time high? And I'm looking for IF to do that. That would be a pretty petty for me. I'd probably make about 30 to 40 grand if it even did that. So, hey, we'll see what happens. If it doesn't, then, hey, I lose a chunk. You know what I mean? I put in what I'm willing to lose. You got to have some guts to win. You know how many times I've lost money? And I know I'm going to lose more money as I continue to go for more money. You know what I mean? Every time I take a big shot, if I take 10 shots, maybe 6 of them might lose. If 4 of them hit, I'm probably going to be a multi-millionaire. If 3 of them hit, the stuff I do is so lucrative that if just 2 of them hit, you see what I'm saying? And the type of chances I've taken in my life, I only need a couple to hit. I'm just going to keep taking them. See, I've convinced myself that the guy that takes the chances wins. The guy that's afraid to take the chances never gets to the amount. He only does 2 or 3 and never gets. It's like the guy that's about to break through the ground and to get to the diamond. You got to be out of your mind. That's why it's mentality. The man who's just like, literally, I don't care about money and I'm not afraid of the outcome. Like, I am literally like someone that is about to ride a bull and does not. People don't realize how much I've pushed fear out. The average person is still living with so much more fear than me. I have pushed so much of it out of my life to continue to go where I'm at. And you will too, man. I love you. I want to teach you to push fear out of your life. Rodney Robinson in the house. Thought about you other day. What's up, brother from another? Sending some love, my man. Looking fresh as always. Dude, I love you, man. Hope everything's going your way. I'll text you later on today, man. We should meet up and just get some lunch. Say what up. I miss you dearly. I love you with all my heart. You know that. And, dude, I've stayed humble, man. I've stayed down. And I guess as best as I could, right? But I really, my wife and my kids, and I've kept God first every single day of my life, Ronnie. And I realized that without God, I have absolutely nothing. And that's kept me grounded. So may God bless you, Rodney. I'll text you later, man. Give me a text, too, if you can. I miss you greatly, and I hope everything's going well with your kid. I know you had another 2. So blessed for you. That's so blessed. It's a blessing. Rodney, one of the first people to ever come on my channel, man. Like, seriously. Back in the day. Thank you, Rodney. I appreciate it. And he built me up. He picked me up for the airport when I first came to Sarasota. I've lived here now 2 years. So I did a live stream, told people I was moving here. Someone was super nice to me on the live streams. It was him. And next thing you know, like, I get picked up from the airport to get to my rental-car. I don't even know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I'm just getting started. One of my trips here when I was just starting to learn and look to get, even before I moved here, he was helping me find my way. So thank you so much, Rodney. God bless you. And you're a good man, dude. You didn't know me from a hole in the wall. And he spent like 2 hours, and then the rent-a-car was taking mad time. He spent about an hour and 2 hours of his time, man. He never met me from nobody. He showed up to the airport, dressed nice, clean car. You know what I mean? Like, dude was... I love you, man. I'm going to cry, actually, so don't get me there. I get really sentimental about people that cared about me. And especially through the channel, because I think that is all God sent. Like, when you do something through your heart and then the channel repays you, it's all God sent, man. Beautiful movement back to the upside on Bitcoin. I showed my group that there was a bullish divergence here on the 1 minute time frame. Watching bull div of the 1 minute, that should give you a bounce back to the upside. It's gutsy. It's not my, I used to trade that all the time. Now I trade, my model. You'll see if we get back above the 1 minute. But look at that. I mean, bit of a shoulder, head, right shoulder, it has those vibrations of the inverted head and shoulder. You kind of have this too, like a rising wedge. Can you break up? You do get above the 200. If you go to the 32nd or the 5th, right there, look. And we'll delete these because you can't see what I'm talking about. But you'll see that we did when I have minted. I got to mint it. Let's mint it today. We'll do that, right? We'll ask AI too. AI comes up with some good stuff. Hey, I gotta get, be original, Sammy. I'll mix some stuff with AI. You know what I mean? And again, my trading style is about knowing when the 200, knowing when price and the 221 are together by using patterns. The patterns teach you when the move will happen. Or not happen, but at least they teach you when you're going to at least get, like, here you're going to go through chop. Right here is a decision will be made. So yeah, and again, volatile on the 50 on the 5 second. I'm not, I don't trade it, but again, you can see how this is like, and then you get rejected by the 200. The daily is eventually going to do this when we get our macro move. See that? Oh my gosh, I'm going to show you. This is crazy. Hold up, go back. All right, I'm going to delete everything. We're going to do our top-down analysis later on, but check this out. This is going to blow your mind. So see, we have this like divergence, inverted head and shoulder. See if I can take a bars pattern of that, right? If I could copy this, I don't know if it will work, right? It's crazy, right? But this is what I want to teach you so much about life, right? And paste it. There it is. It was pasted, right? So remember, I just took this from the 1 minute, right? This was the 1 minute chart. We just snapped. And remember, the 1 minute did what? It pumps up to the 200 moving average, right? Like if we go back to the 1 minute, this is so exciting. I'm a nerd. Like I'm a real weird nerd when it comes to this stuff. But like, see how like we're here and we're gonna move to the, you know, so like, and so if you sat here every day like I did, so what happens is the brain sits here every day. This is so crazy. Watch this. Like, so the mind sits here every day, uses your eyes, takes in information. And I sit here and look at the screens and take in this stuff, right? I take in the proximity to the 200 moving average, how they get tight, but then they get far apart. Just like when we get in when they're tight, we sell when they're far apart, right? Same thing here would be a good place to get out of a short because you're far apart. Bullish divergence is bearish divergence. You just flip it upside down. Anyway, I hope you're still with me. Human eye takes in information. I sit here every day and take in this information constantly, right? And then eventually what happens is your mind eventually realizes that same information is happening on a bigger time frame. This is like this is what really happens when someone becomes a better trader. For me, and for my students, this is what I look for when they finally start understanding that every time frame is the same time frame. Where it was always about their mind in the first place, like, you know what I mean? Oh my, there's this freeing feeling when you go, oh my God, like, because first it's a set of rules, you're playing them, and you're winning and losing because of the rules that you're playing. That's just how it started for me. You know what I mean? I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but it's not always happening because of this and that. Then it becomes, oh, I'm looking at the market differently because my mind has changed. And so I can see a trade so another trader couldn't see. And you're like, wait, what do you mean? And then you're like, and then you start realizing it was always about your mind in the first place. It was never even about the rules. There were rules you were playing, but it was, you know, look at this. This is like, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's pretty dang close. And look how the 200 moving average, like it's the same game. They're almost identically close if you look at them, right? Look, we're on the 1 minute here on one time frame, on one screen there. We're on the daily on another. This is bigger than me just giving you a call. This is bigger than me even going over Bitcoin today. This is one of the greatest things you should ever learn in your life when it comes to trading. I am teaching you anomalies that will surpass you. You will be better than everybody around you. You will see the charts in a way they can't see it. Don't you understand? You're going to have what's called life or vision. All right? Exactly. You know what I mean? Eagle lens. It's funny, man. By synergy streaming, baby. You know? So this is why I'm able to trade bigger time frames with more resiliency, more belief, because your mind will get trained to do it, and it's amazing how this all works. So look, I mean, this could just be and I did draw this could just be a nice trend. We bounce back to the upside. We turn this into some type of like, you know, chunky inverted, we turn this into like a chunky inverted head and shoulder. And we still break out of here. Now, bearishness is, you know, yeah, we lose the 200 moving average. The 21 comes into play. We make a nice bear flag. I feel like we're not going to get a huge dump for now. If we do get a little bit of a dump, we dump to 64. And then we're going to consolidate into the bear flag. Well, we could probably short later tonight if it plays out. Just the same way we would wait for the long on the 1 hour. Remember, we're trading less of these smaller time frames, especially on the summer months, because you don't want to get yourself caught up with these summer months. You got to have capital for when this market starts to turn really hot. There's days where everything is pumping. Now there's things pumping. Don't get me wrong. It's not the worst. My crew has done very well. Shout out to Cryptic Rick. Shout out to everyone that shows up on the stream. Shout out to awesome and amazing people that have made this stream exceptional. Like, even for me, I sit back and you guys give me the calls, man. You guys know what's up. Good morning, Sam. Can I get a free... I mean, I'm here every day, man. Hooking you up. Isn't that enough, my man? Do I have to give even more? Saw a black and neo green Lambo going down Bee Ridge Saturday. Wondered if that was you. No, it was not me. No. Mine is a blue, baby. That's my baby right there. You know? Anyway,
Yeah, what's up, lifer? Love you guys. I'm still hurt on the plot and its demise. Still, in other words, God forbid any money want to actually in the next generation. Amen. Yeah. I'm still hurt on the plot and his demise. What does that mean? Very mystic there. He goes, a free month. Why, if I may ask? Sam, Pulse Chain has 4 green weekly candles. That's pretty awesome, man. I'll take a look at that. Look at P-Dye. See what's happening with that monkey. You know? Anyway, let's take a look at the big picture and whittle our way down. If you're new to the channel, I've been watching the monthly chart. And for 10 weeks now on the 2-week chart, I've been showing bullish divergence and a likely reversal for Bitcoin. And I've had 10 weeks to show you guys that it's accumulation time for BTC. You do whatever you want. Whenever I buy Bitcoin at the low and I actually buy the bottom, it's the scariest time. It feels like it's going to go lower. Most people don't believe. And I'm usually kind of one of the only people that really has true conviction when I'm doing it. Every time I bought the bottom, it's been exactly the same type of environment. The roses have smelled the same. You know what I mean? And right now, it feels exactly like that. Like it's the sensation of what's happening right now. Could we still dump down? Anything is possible. Could we see 40K Bitcoin? I'm open-minded. Could we get a black swan to 30K? Hey, anything is possible, folks. I'm not going to sit here and act like nothing, you know, it's 100%. I will tell you, I believe there's a 95%. Granted, there's no black swan, which I know gives me a kind of a crazy out, but I have to say it because I don't know what's going to happen in the world. But, you know, based on technical analysis, previous high right here becomes the low. We double bottomed off of it. So resistance, double bottom. Number one, that's support and resistance. If you knew nothing else and just traded candle bodies, that would have to be something you pay attention to. You know, the monthly closed a green candle next to a red one on the exact same line of resistance. I mean, that's a big deal to me. If it's not a big deal to you, then you don't really care about support and resistance. And if you don't care about support and resistance, then we can't see eye to eye because that's such a big way of how I trade, right? So that's the first thing that tells me, okay, interesting. I'm a candle body guy. A green candle closed next to a red one. Every single bot on the monthly's ever made. And the monthly, like here, there was, say you tried to long Bitcoin at the bottom last cycle. Here you thought it was just a dip, and so you went in and you put your stop below the wick here. You would have made some money. It made you move your stop to break even, and they would have just kicked you out, or you would have decided, hey, maybe I should take it. That's a right shoulder. Once the right shoulder was made, maybe you said, I'm out, and you took a little gain. Then you got into the short, and it dumped, because I'm pretty good at those right shoulders. That's kind of the biggest way I do most of my biggest shorts came from a right shoulder call. And you guys can go back to the tape and see that, but so bang. Anyway, then you tried the long this because you're like, oh, it has to be the bottom. It's 18K. And so you go in there and you get stopped out. Say you go 5K for 50K like I'm doing or something, you know what I mean? And then the next time the candle even turns remotely red up here, you go in again. I mean, you would have called the bottom. It would have only taken you 3 tries. And my system, 1 out of 3 is that means you're winning 1 out of 3 trades. That's great. That's 3 out of 9. No problems there. That'll make you a winner over time. So let's do the same thing here. We'd have tried to call the bottom here and got stopped out. Try to call the bottom here. Man, if it doesn't happen, the next time a green candle comes next to whatever, it's very... I sat there one day and realized how simple this stuff was. And realized I was making it so much more difficult than I ever needed it to be. And it was really me who was making this stuff seem like it was hard. I just had to simplify it, have a game plan, and say, okay, I'll go 15 for 50K 3 times. And if I lose 10K, and be okay, you have to be okay with the loss that you're going to, you know. You have to be, the problem with people that don't make any money because they don't think about the risk management and they can't handle the losses that are part of the, it's called, in my entire life, every trader I've ever met has a P&L. I've never met a trader that doesn't have a P&L. What does that mean? There's an L there. Everyone forgets that. Like, what's his P&L? And they literally ask the greatest traders what your P&L is. There's a profit and loss, man. Every trader is going to lose. The best traders are going to lose. You're going to lose, man. Everybody here in my trading group, guess what? I have a fact for you. You're going to lose. Maybe there's a chance. I bet there's someone out there. I can't say that for a fact because there could be someone there that just presses the right buttons and swing trades one meme to one and just does all the right things and just does, there is a story of a 5, 6, 7 straight trades that turn to a couple million that people walk away for a bit. It can happen, I guess. It's so rare. The average person's going to lose. The average person is going to lose, folks. These are the facts. How you mitigate the losses and how you handle your risk management is going to determine whether you could trade for a living or not. All right. Monthly looks beautiful to me. And I keep saying I'm looking for this to and eventually turn into the shoulder, this little head, and a right shoulder. We'll get rejected by 77, 80K. We'll bounce back down to 64. The bears will holler again. This will make them load up so hard up here. And this will keep the ones that had their shorts, they'll stay short. And when they get them down here, they'll move their stops to break even at this point. And when this thing rallies back up, there's going to be so much short traction and so many people that know it's the bottom. Institutions pile in. And then it's October, November. The dollar probably loses more value, in my humble opinion. I'm sorry to say, I don't mean to be rude, but it's because I love the dollar. I'm the United States, man. I'm an OG from Boston, bro. 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. My teacher called me Paul Revere. Literally, she called me. One of my buddies, me and him would mess around in class. Like we shouldn't, but and we always. And she called him Slick Willie, and she called me Paul Revere. Slick Willie, Paul Revere. One time I had a mini squirt gun, a little tiny one. Like, it was on a keychain. You know what I mean? It was a keychain. I squirted her, I squirted a girl, like, to the left of me. She went and, told the teacher that I squirted her with a water gun or something. I threw the thing out a window. There was, a window right there. I just tossed it out the window real quick. And it went into, some bushes or something. You couldn't really find it. It was tiny. You know what I mean? And, there was no cameras exactly in the room, whatever. I went to the office, man. They asked me where the gum, no lie, they asked me where the thing was. I was like, man, what are you talking about? I said, I splashed it. I said, I put some water in my hand I said, I put some water in my hand. I went like this. And they tried to get me, man. I wouldn't let them get me, man. I wouldn't let them get me. But damn, man, they always trying to get me, bro. I swear, bro. They called me Paul Revere. I had a great algebra teacher. She liked me, too. I almost got in trouble, even though she liked me. Anyway, another day, another story. 64,797 for Bitcoin. Getting that push back to the upside. If the 1 hour closes a bullish candle here, that's what's called a tweezer bottom. And we'd start to get our rally, you know what I mean? That's why I never stress, man. Only down, $200 now. Not a big deal. At the low, it's probably down 5, maybe 6. So the monthly still looks good to me. Another thing I do whenever I'm looking at a monthly retrace is I look at a Fibonacci on a macro. And I ask in the Fibonacci doesn't have to on the macro, you just got to hit the 618, come near the 618. And we draw a line out the 618 and we came exactly to it. It's almost like institutions use bots to front run it. They knew exactly where it was. And people have been buying this area. They call this the the golden pocket for a reason. Corporate America institutions feed off of this area. It's where the average trader can't hang anymore. They've done studies 68% and you just feel like you've lost. Once you understand this and you've been doing it for 10 years like me and you pull your fibs, it all starts to make complete sense and your emotions don't get hit the way they do, I'm looking for my model now on the 1 minute. This thing is pumping hard, baby. They're going after these shorts. Looks like we will eventually get rejected by the 200, but a beautiful bullish divergence. And this is what you'll do. I don't always have to give you the trade. I don't always have to tell you exactly what to do. I want you to learn in my trading group. Today, someone that never knew what bullish divergence is for the first time in their life looked at this, watching bull div. Man, they might not even know what I'm talking about. I like when someone see this, they write it down like they're writing it down. This dude, Jaron Scott and Kate, these people that want to learn. And that's encouraging. I appreciate that. We used to get so many more emojis here, man. The trading group was lit. It is the summer. I get it. But let's bring back the passion. Let's bring back the love. Let's bring it back, baby. But look at this. Watching the bull div on that 1 minute. 9:51 in the morning. And the show starts in what has happened from that exact point. We've had a massive bounce back to the upside for Bitcoin. And not massive, $400 move. But it would have taught you maybe it wasn't time. You don't want to be shorting bull div. In general. Now, does this mean we're out of the water and we're not dumping? No, this is still, we'll see what happens here. We got to get back above the 200 now in the 1 minute, and now we have to go through the progression of the day. Every single day we go through this together. This is like fishing. It's like you came out on the fishing boat with me. We throw out the rods. We go to a certain areas. We check different spots each time. We look as much as we can. You help me. I help you. We use fish finders. Some days we catch nothing. Some days you guys watch me catch a massive fish. Some days you catch a bigger fish than me. Some days I'm wrong in a short, you're right on a long. It depends. But for the most part, I think I bring us to the good spot and we catch a pretty good fish, right? I think that's what this channel does, right? For the most part. That's the goal of the channel. So I want you to think of my channel just like that. You wake up, you come out on a fishing trip with me. I'm not telling you what to do. And you're going to learn, like, just like if you went out on a fishing trip and you didn't know how to fish, hopefully you would learn from the captain of that boat. You know, there's got to be things you can pick up from that he's going to show you. You just got to listen and pay attention. I don't know where price is going. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I have not a clue where Bitcoin's going to go here, right? There's two people in life. You know, Trader 1 and Trader 2, T1 and T2. Trader 1 knows it all. Once he figures out his system, he knows it all. He's got it. He's an expert. You know, you can't tell him nothing. He's got it locked. He knows everything, right? He's always right. You know what I mean? When he's wrong, it's just liquidity. You know what I mean? He was right. It was just the market didn't do what it was supposed to do because of some manipulation. It was a Trump tweet. He was always right. It's manipulation that makes his trades go wrong. Then there's Trader 2. He knows nothing but the fact of his own ignorance. He's not an expert at all. He's still a beginner. Every day is a beginner. Years and years of trading, he still acts like he doesn't, you know, he still tells himself he's still learning. He's open-minded. Every trade is another learning experience, you know. It's like, who do you think ends up winning more in the long run? Like, Trader 2 for sure. It's not even a question. So, like, who would you desire to be? Trader 2. So to be Trader 2, we have to tell ourselves we don't know what's going to happen. To not know what's going to happen is to use a stop loss more than you don't. Why? Because that's committing to the actual... See, I've learned that everything comes from commitment. What do I mean by that? Well, I go to sports because it's the easiest way to show it, lifting weights. But the people that commit to something end up becoming the best looking. Their bodies look good. Usually they do pretty well too. Like, you know, Messi committed himself, I'm sure, to practicing and grinding. And he's had one of the greatest careers in history. You know, same with that dude Holland. You know what I mean? He prides himself on a constant regimen. He goes to sleep, eats healthy proteins, the whole shebang, you know. The point is, if you stick to a regimen over time, there should be a payoff there. So discipline does, bring rewards. All the famous people you know that you love and respect, people love Lionel Messi. People line up for him, man. He's probably one of the most famous sports figures in the entire world. Up there, some put him up with Michael Jordan, right? Probably Americans wouldn't because we don't love soccer. I could see Americans get all uppity about that, like Michael Jordan. Yeah. But, I think to the world, yeah, some people probably think he's bigger than Michael Jordan. Soccer being, football, real football, not American football. You guys make me say, football is football. You guys play soccer. Don't tell me no different. I'll be a stubborn American. But so look, we're looking for the 1 hour to win. Look, this could be a shoulder, head, right shoulder. But it could also make a nice consolidation here. Now, what am I doing? I'm just waiting. Eventually, we'll pump up, and then I'll get my model. I might get my model at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 1 o'clock. I might get it at 7. I might get it at 10. I don't care when it happens. I'll look for it and take it. See, trading a model is so special and beautiful because it gives you freedom to watch the charts and only trade when you're supposed to trade. You'll know when you're supposed to do it, and you'll do it when you do it. Everything else will be, will be pushing yourself and second guessing. What I did this summer more than anything else was super discipline. Send in super chat for live for TA or deep dive on the alt stocks and other assets. Thank you, Lakochi Coker in the house. Servando Papi, Gede Numi, Boski. Okay, thank you for Vegas Claw. Nonsense, he ain't MJ. That's what I'm saying. There we go. I wanted to, yeah. There we go. No, but he's highly respected, you know what I mean? Ignorant Americans, I love that. Exactly, yeah. Hey, admire your commitment. I feel there is so much it can learn from you. There, can you have a look at Soul? Yeah. I like this guy. He says, does he ever stop? No, dude, this is like the best channel ever for that. If you want to just chat it out. We're watching, I'm giving you exactly what to do. We're watching Bitcoin in the 1 minute time frame with a 21-day moving average getting tight. Pay attention. If you're focusing on the you know, that, then you're not paying attention, man. I'm giving you great commentary behind what's happening. Pay attention, bro. Like, get your mind right. Crypto clap instant. I'm trying to help you more than you would ever know. I am helping you. But you got to meet me halfway and pay attention, get disciplined, get your mind out of there. Focus on something more productive and positive. You know what I mean? All right. It's bouncing back and forth between these border resistance. Good scout. Again, my opinion. Good vibes, good affirmations. God is good. Bless. God bless you. Thank you, Mike. Very nice of you. Sam, I admire your commitment. I feel there's so much I can learn from you. Thank you. Can you check Soul, please? Regards, Ross. It's the nicest way to ask for a super chat. First, you say thank you, send a compliment my way, and then you ask, you have been raised correctly, my man. You have a high-class sense about you, and it shows here publicly on the live. I want to make sure that see, it's fumbling around. Let's take a look at Solana for you, as Bitcoin did just get the punch all the way to the 200 moving average. Nice. You just raise the bar. I just keep looking for the 21 to interact with price. This will make sense if you keep watching my channel and learn what I'm doing. You just watch it once and kind of maybe be very harsh or critical. You might not understand it at all, which may be good or bad because it's a secret sauce, right? There's basically you have to know the combination to understand exactly what I'm showing you here. But if you came after a week, you'd be like, oh my gosh, I see what this man is cooking. Do you smell what the rock is cooking? And yes, I'm down on these two trades, but not down that much. Only what, 140, 120, 130? 140. Again, I would just like to see this come back above the 200 and make this flag. I might enter a third trade if I see something good. I don't know. Mondays are crazy. But I know what I want to see to get the pump. I don't want to see us collapse here and start headed further down. We got to stay strong. Get back above this 200. Pull the 21. Bang. Get that pump. Let's get back to the bigger time frame here. I was on that monthly, talking that talk. So I'm very bullish of the monthly. And for someone to sit here and tell you this, to put their entire channel and reputation on the line to show you that there's likely the bottom for one of the greatest assets in the world. I bought a whole BTC in front of you. I'm doing everything I can to show you guys the Sausalito every day, man. The 2-week chart. And I'm going to harp and say what I said every single day now. The 200 moving average. You know what I mean? That would be the next place you would probably go if you do dump. And that's going to be coming up as we come down. And we've spent, look at this now. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This will be the 12th. And we have 6 days, 12 weeks now. And we're back above the 200 moving average as well on the weekly, right? The thing I want to show you on the 2-week is the green R here on my stochastics RSI with divs. It only happens at the bottom there, at the bottom there, at the bottom there. 1, 2, 3 times in history. In history, folks. So it's calling the bottom yet again. It's a bullish divergence on the 2-week chart. Very rare. The weekly is extremely rare. Same thing here. Calls the bottom there, calls the bottom there, and it's screaming a green R yet again. Could we roll over? Could something happen? Anything is possible. I'm open-minded, as I've told you many times, but I mean, by golly gee oh my. If this ain't the bottom, I don't know what to say. I got some news too I'm going to come at you with in a second here, and some other people have a look. They believe it's the bottom. I just want to see what they say. They might have something different. Everyone comes at it slightly differently. I use divergences on the weekly. They have that's how I was able to call the bottom last time, and it worked beautifully. It held my reputation well. I looked really good. I carried crypto. I was on multiple channels telling people that we were in a good spot, and we bounced strong from there. It gave me a great reputation. Some people are still with me to this day from those. I bought a 19K Bitcoin in front of the world. I stayed true to what I believed in, and I never wavered, man. And to this day, that's been one of the strongest moves I've ever made is that, and that's off bullish divergence on the weekly. And I want to teach you is like, my life is built off divergence. My reputation, what people think of me is all because I'm here every single day using these tools. And I use probabilities to play out. And if they didn't play out, I'd be just a laughing stock of the YouTube, man. I'm telling you. But we've been here a long time, doing this for years on years without a day off now. So 5-day chart. You know, could this still be a bear flag? It could. Could this still dump in our face? There's a chance. Is it guarantee we're going to pump? No, but I'd like to dump before I pump at the beginning. You have 3 days and 10 hours. So that means in the first day of this candle, we started to dump, which is what you want to see. You want a wick. Now, we have wicks on both sides. There's some indecision there. I wouldn't be surprised if we went 10 to 12 to maybe 15 days sideways before the breakout. And then that brings me to the 3-day chart, which does have this shoulder, head, right shoulder. And I long that 3-day with my stop below here, looking for the break to the upside. So I took it seriously. I'd like to see it, show me the money. I know it's going to take me probably 12 days, maybe even 24 days to get that big payday. But, I'm going to trade what I'm supposed to trade, which is a right shoulder on the 3-day chart. If I saw this the other time, that would be so bearish. So let's go for it, baby. Tweezer bottom on the 3-day. That's a long right there with a stop below. And that's kind of what carries over when you trade the right shoulder. And so this is up to you. You would have to feel comfortable with this. Look, there's a huge gap back in the VRVP. And you can see there's a beautiful move. And we'll have some resistance at 75,000. But man, there's a good chance that we go up before we go down and break these lows, folks. And I could be wrong. I'm going to take a shot. So I took the shot. I showed you guys the trade, and and I'll tell my group more too as it continues. So Cap looking nice for another breakout. Thank you, Scottish Crypto. We'll take a look at Cap in a second. You guys love trading those coins, man. Love them, love them. I have to admit, I was as you grow, I trade Bitcoin almost more than anything now. I still like me some alts though. But definitely now that I trade Bitcoin daily, it's different, right? So the daily had a nice pump, but look, tweezer top, then struggling. Now it looks like it's kind of just like in some chop. I still got faith it's going to make its way back to the upside. 22, that 12 hour, the 8 hour. Nasty red today, right? And then the 4 hour candle. So I'm just watching the 4 hour as it interacts with the 21 above the 200. And I understand it's lower volume week, summer action in August. So look, we're just looking for something like this. And that could be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 candles. And a beautiful break to the upside there. 67,252. Right. So, I think, in my humble opinion, this is just going to take some time. It's a little bear div there, but it starts to flatten out, and price action kind of flattens out here, and then they both kind of have a downtrend. So you can say, well, that was your bear div, that was your bear div. But it was there. I'll see it. It was there on the floor. Last time you had it, it definitely eventually gave us a nasty dumpy. One thing we could say is that, we could almost make a sharp top. So are you coming back down to the bottom of this channel, right? It could still be somewhat bullish. You see, you would come down and bounce with a higher, See, yeah, you would come down and bounce with a higher low, get tight. It could still break out. As long as you never took out these lows, Bitcoin would be okay if we did dump and come out and take it. So they could stop hunt the longs all the way down to 63.2. And, it wouldn't be the worst. You could pull a Fibonacci here too as well. And you could see, a wick maybe somewhere down to 63.5. 62.9, 63, and then you'd look for a divergence right there. Did you hear an interview a few days ago by chance? Wondering what you're talking about. He made some pretty good points about Bitcoin. Thanks for your continued. Honestly, I don't get a chance to listen to everything he has to say. But, I mean, you know, I like what he talks about, how the community needs to kind of wake up and how, like, you know, what he doesn't realize, too, he has who's in his ear is, like, these real institutional Bitcoin, like, and he, you know, there's a different group of people behind crypto in general. And he's talking to, like, this more elite corporate group that, like, thinks they're so, you know, I mean, I guess it is, though, the richer Bitcoin guys, you know, there's that idea that they need to open up a little bit more. That's always been kind of like somewhat of a narrative in crypto, you know. Cookie, pretty please. We'll take a look at Cookie for Crypto Crick. Sammy got that Robert De Niro casino suit. Silence about allow. How did you know? How did you know over here? Hey. Don't you can call me anything but late for dinner, huh? Don't call me late for dinner, huh? All right. Gary learned everything he knows from the lifer. Facts. No. I met a lot. Me and Gary have spent a good amount of time together. He doesn't live far from me. I've gone over his house a bunch. You know, we had the same. I did have an agent at one point. Now I'm solo, but I did have an agent at one point. You know, who would represent me and take a piece and look for, you know, different ideas and stuff. And I got so big now, you know, the work came to me and, you know, no. And honestly, though, but I still might work, you know, and I still work with these people in some capacity. And we may work together again in another, you know, when I get really ramping up again. I also wasn't you know, it was doing what we had to do. Someone said it's dumping now. I mean, the 4 hour is just tantalizing here. Yeah, 1 hour gave back a lot of that candle on a wick. That's insane. That's okay, and you should expect rejection of the 200 moving average. Why didn't you just sell real quick then? Take a small loss. Because I'm in it for the bigot. I'm in it for the, you know, for the big one. I'm in for the big one, right? So we'll see. High or low, get a bounce, you know, cup and handle here. Some people might try to catch a falling knife right there. I know a couple guys that I know a trader that goes after this all the time. I won't say any names. No, but seriously, that 786 right there, that's a good spot. Someone could slang. I'm not doing it. I've learned my lesson. I've lost a lot trying to trade below the 200. I've gained so much above it. So I just do what I'm supposed to do. And I trade above it. It's really crazy. Like, I've been like slapped into submission to trade above it. So I just trade above it. My main man, Rodney Robinson. Isn't that crazy, man? Rodney back in the stream, baby. Someone say dinner. He's still here, folks. He didn't just come and go. He's still hanging around. My man. Hey, with the monkeys. People say we monkey around. We're too busy singing to keep anybody down. Hey, with the monkeys. What you know about the monkeys, man? Who grew up with the monkeys, baby? You guys are like, this guy's out of his mind. No one in the chat has any idea who the dang monkeys are, Sam. Get a grip, Sammy. They don't say cowabunga anymore. All right, let's break it down. So Bitcoin fighting, in my humble opinion, it broke the trend line. Just got to be honest. You look at, but you know, you never know. It could get a bounce and turn into a inverted head and shoulder here, see? That's why I always extend it and keep my mind open. Get this bounce. It's false move Monday. Be very careful. If we do drop, you know, you can see the levels. We're going to, you know, right there at 64, 148. And then right here at about 63, 370. You take a look at BOOKMAP 2 and see BOOKMAP's still holding on to the fact that it could liquidate the shorts to the upside on the big red. It does have liquidity, but it's very light below us. It's look at, there's not much of a glob there. The bigger glob is above us there for Bitcoin. This is a heat map order book. You can go to BOOKMAP and find out what I'm talking about. There's a link below that I do get a commission from. They do not sponsor the channel, but I do get a nice commission. This could get up into this red region near 66,000. So there's still a glob of shorts waiting to get liquidated and or stopped out. I identify as a monkey. Interesting. Talk about some memories right there. I know, right? 6 days of saying the same thing only to be wrong. What happened to you? We're going to test the 1 hour 200 moving average. Yeah. I mean, you're looking for this. We got this bounce. Remember, we were swing trading all of this. You know what I mean? We don't have to be 100% right here. The 3-day doesn't play out, or we start to see some weakness, we can get out before we even. That's the beauty of using small time frame analysis. It'll show you when things are weak before you have to get into the heavy weakness. Like if this turns into a bear flag on the 1 hour time frame, you got to start, gearing up for a possible short later on. It's not likely you're just going to continue to dump out of nowhere. It's likely going to flag out because that's a pretty good move. Took some good volume, especially in your light on the volume on the summer. When do you think what if will pump? Who knows? It could go to zero, man. You have to be okay with this thing never going anywhere. It's a meme. It was an idea in a bunch of people's minds that could be, and it's also an idea that couldn't be. If it follows the way it should go, I own this coin, so, I'm biased that it could pump. If it follows this way, it could get to me, I don't know, 5 cents, 5.5 cents by the end of August or August 15th or something. But there's no guarantees of that. I don't want anyone I am not a financial advisor. That could be a horrible opportunity that goes to zero. You got to ask yourself if you're willing to take any type of risk like that. All right. Strategy selling 1,690 Bitcoin. And CT loses its mind, but they're still holding 840,000 reserve and hit 4.65 billion. At the moment, it's at 65 million, brought back 109 preferred. This fortress building not dumping. Bitcoin climbed while they sold. I don't know. It actually took this morning. It took a bit of a hit on the earlier news. It definitely did. Shout out to everyone following me on X. I appreciate that. On our way to 42.4. We should hit it today. Thank you. God bless. I appreciate that. If you want to see what I'm saying, follow me on X. I'm here at CryptoLifer33 every single day live on the channel, giving information, giving you guys awesome takes. You can do anything you put your mind to. No, go and prove my statement correct. Just get it done, baby. Right? So yeah, Bitcoin could be setting up for a massive short squeeze. It could be setting up for a beautiful move back to the upside. Nice pump and dump on a false move Monday, right? So they go after the longs. They go after the shorts. They go after the longs. And the late shorts, too. If you were just jumping into candles emotionally, you got torched there. Small losses, big wins are the key. I'm not a fan of the trend line breaking, personally. To me, that tells me that most, the bigger picture that I was looking for is a little shaky now. Now we have to go for some bigger 4-hour flag. The only good thing we're looking at is that the 4-hour stays above that 200 and uses the 21. That is a bullish sign. As the drawing tool has, so you're just looking for sideways. This isn't a big deal. You lose the 200, we drop down here to about 62, and then, it could be a double bottom, but then we could start being a little more bearish. And then if you want to see what's happening in intraday trading, you watch basically the 1 minute through the 1 hour, and they're going to give us the information we need. Wow, now this candle starting red, that's better. You don't want it to pump. If it pumps, then, okay, start red and then get a move back up. We could possibly turn this into a wick. Remember, far from the 21, this could just end up being a bear flag. Descending triangles, Right now, you got to think we're going to go lower because we made lower, we broke through this nice support. 1, 2. That was double bottom support. But that's why you do not put your stop. I would not put a stop there, see? Too much baiting. Stops have to be deeper. See, neither of my stops got hit. My stops are down here. This one's down at 62.2. This one's down at 63.792. Look at that bounce back off the 786 exactly. See that? We teach this. My man, Master Friend, has a, he shows you how to trade that exact way on the NASDAQ. Exactly, and nail it. And he'll give you some awesome, stuff to watch, and it's amazing what he does. So check it out. Hit the QR code to find out more inside the Discord. It says extra upsell of $300, but you will do it one time, and you'll get knowledge that you'll have for the rest of your life. If it's up to you, let me know. I handpicked this guy. I found him in the internet. I mean, he found himself and came to me. I'm not trying to act but, I did bring him into the fold. He's someone I really felt like is worth it. I consider him an amazing guy, an amazing mind. So take use of his beautiful mind, man. Do I rustle the crow's feather with my beautiful mind? It's up for you to define, But, there's always something to think about there. Leverage Mastery, jump on in today. Well, Bitcoin bouncing, and it's Monday, bro. They're going to do everything they can to get you confused and emotional. That's what they do on Monday. On Monday, and then what happens if they frazzle you on Monday, they can get you going all week long. Monday's not just about getting you to lose on Monday. It's about getting you so off your game that it takes you by Thursday to figure it out. And by Thursday, the volume's low, and then you're really, really going crazy. If you can just leave Monday alone like I do and stay super calm. I kept my trades open from before, but I'm not doing anything. I'm not chasing any of this nonsense. And I start trading Monday night at 6, 7 p.m. And I tell my students that everyone knows that about me. Sam doesn't trade Mondays too much. Now, then there's a day where you'll see me just ripping it, make a G in a couple minutes on a Monday. It happens. If I got the model and it looked solid, and I said, hey, man, there's some good volume. Things are moving my way. We take that Monday trade. But not, you know what I mean? Doesn't mean it's off limits. It means that in general, it's off limits. See, trading has rules, but they can be broken. You're like, the probability is I mostly never do that, but sometimes I do. Mostly never. That's kind of like what, the whole thing behind all that. Could kind of have a cup and handle. Pretty sketchy, though. And I'm not going to say I know what's going to happen today. This looks, I'm observing just like you. I'm just waiting for my opportunity. I'd love a V-shaped recovery right back to the upside. We hang out, like that, and, that kind of general idea. Somehow we stay around, we stay in this. I like the 4-hour nonetheless. The bigger picture 4-hour. Do not want to lose, don't want to lose that 200. This has to wick back inside. We'll see. We got a few hours to figure out what we're going to be doing here. Another look, and they dumped it and brought it back up with the pump. 32nd. Challenging the 200 moving average yet again. It lost the sauce there, though. Why the 32nd? It's just the first thing that's going to get above the 200. See, price action does what's called succession time, succession movements through time frame succession movement. I call it, quantum theory, but you get above this on the 32nd. And then if you cut to the next time frame, you'll be moving towards the 1 minute. You get above the 1 minute, you cut to the next time frame, you'll be going towards the 3 minute 200. Every once in a while, this is not perfect, but 90% of the time, this is, and then 7 minute, then the 10 minute, then the 15 minute, right? And then the fact that the 1 hour never lost it is just contention. That you're okay. This is just you're just grabbing liquidity. They knew a lot of people were using this trend line. Most people put their stop losses too close. I went deeper because I was willing to lose more. So because I was less greedy, they weren't willing to lose as much as me. So they had to be too close to price action. So I've learned about this one thing. I said, if I'm willing to lose more or be more, or just make my trade so small that it's not, I can go way lower than they can. Think about it. A guy who goes $30 for, let's just say it's a 3-to-1. And you take that trade and you go 30 for $100. And your stop loss is literally $30 somewhere down here and $100 up here. You have to go up here to hit it. And it eventually does. Takes all day, maybe a day and a half. You make $100. What if your account only had $100 in it, though? You would have doubled up. And then there's someone who went like, they have tons of money and they went 1,000 for 3,000, but they got stopped out twice. I mean, you want $100, like you're still better than them. Like people make fun of tiny trades. My tiny trades, people make fun of all the time. They expect me to be a big shot because I have all the money and all this. I'm smart, dude. I don't throw my money around. Like once I make it, I use it to put it into a cash creating asset. Either a piece of real estate that I truly enjoy and in a place that is insulated, from, hopefully, massive real estate downturn. And there's places like Anna Marie Island, man. It's a tiny island. And yes, it's going to get inflated. So you can't overpay. You got to be careful, of course. But if you search for the right moment and the right time, and then you get a piece of that island, and you hold it for 20 years, I mean, man, the last 20 years that I've known Anna Marie Island, it's just gone up and up and up and up and up. And yeah, it might get hit with a massive hurricane like it did one time, a hurricane. And, it's sketchy, but it'll sustain somehow. Even with that risk, their value has skyrocketed. So islands, places where there's just only so much land to go around. Yeah, you'll pay a bit of a premium, but you will never, that money will stay where it's basically a bank, a land bank for you. So I look for land banks, that cash flow. And I know, and again, to me, some people, and then eventually I will look for those fixer-uppers, and I'll look for those places that need a little help. You look for the most distressed property in the nicest areas. That's what I can tell people. And usually they don't have that many because people know it's a nice area and they're buying up distressed assets. But this is a way to get ahead, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, nothing I say and do, but I like parking my money in other things than crypto. I really do. I used to be all Bitcoin. And I did that for a long time. And I watched, I watched someone talk about, I think I was listening to Alex Ramosi years ago, and he showed a bunch of cups on a table. And he talked about, and that's not a cup of it, but he showed a bunch of cups on a table. And this is what I used to do. I used to try to run a YouTube channel while I was going to start a production company, while I was also, coming up with logos, while I was buying also doing domain names. And, then I'll build websites on the side with my buddy. Then I'll do drones. You know what I mean? I was trying to start 7 businesses at once. And so he showed me that I had 7 cups or even 5 cups. And he puts watercolor water in a pitcher. And he pours the pitcher into this one and it gets a little bit. And he pours a pitcher into this one and, and there's a little bit of water. And he keeps pouring in them, right? And he says, what you did, and he's talking to me, but I never met him. But he's like, what you did for the last 5 years is you tried to start 5 businesses. Used a lot of energy. You ran around. You felt somewhat busy, but you knew you were a mess. And you ended up with 5 cups half filled. I always believed I could do that, but each cup would go up a little bit more, and eventually all would work. But that was dreaming too. What he taught me is you need to find 1 cup. You need to work so hard at that 1 cup. And what happens is eventually that cup will overflow. Because you're just working so hard and so much money's coming from it. You'll have to open another cup and start putting some water in there. And then eventually, you know what I mean? And that will get somewhere. And then eventually you'll be able to put it in here. But the main thing never ends. So I'm a YouTuber, man. I'm a trader. I'm a crypto guy. This is it. This is what gave me everything. This is what brought me my fruition. I stay doing this. It fills the real estate cup. It fills maybe, angel venture capitalist VC fund cup. Maybe I do 10 of those and one of them hits big, Maybe I do start a product or something different on the side. You know what I mean? It fills that cup, that ability to do research and development and get that cooking. But this is the main, you know what I mean? And so I learned that I was doing too many things at once to become successful. Successful people do one thing really, really well. That overflows into other things. Because then the problem is you see successful people and they have all these things going on. Mark Wahlberg, he's an actor, but he's got Wahlburgers. He's got a restaurant. He's doing this. You know what I mean? He's outreach. He's documentaries. He's talking to his church. And you're just like, dude, he's working out. He does workout videos. You're like, dude, when does this guy stop? And so you're like, I got to do all these things like these successful people. You don't remember that the successful people did one thing really well for a long time. And that one thing gave them the ability to do many other things too. So now when you look at their life, it's like, wow. Like Shaquille O'Neal maybe has a bunch of food franchises. And, Master P too. Master P turned his music into food and franchising. Guy's worth like $500 million or maybe probably $1 billion now. He's worth $500 million. Like he was worth $400 million like 20 years ago. But these are people that entrepreneur their way into the next level. You know, and I like to this show is not just about trading. This show is about being an entrepreneur. It's about starting something from the ground up and taking it to the next level. Nobody knew what Crypto Lifer was before I started it. It wasn't here before. It didn't exist. Right? So you start something that's never been out and you work so hard to make it known. That's how you start a business. That's entrepreneuring at its heart. That's the basics. So 1 minute is struggling. See, and then I get back to the 1 minute. So, and that looks like head, shoulder, shoulder. It doesn't look amazing. It kind of has some descending vibes here, folks. That could fill out. I have my last, I believe to be, I shouldn't say this, because you never know. But today is I have a doctor's appointment for my leg, and it's like, I'm not in a boot. I'm walking great. My handicap pass ends in 2 weeks. 16 days to be exact. On the 26th, I lose my privilege to park in a handicap spot. And I have used that, man. My foot has been swollen many days, or I've walked all day, and the parking lot's big, and it's pretty hot, and I'm irritable, and not me personally, but my foot will be literally, it gets irritated, like the swelling, and it's, I can feel the pin in it, or whatever it is, and it just, yeah. And, a smaller walk, like being able to park right outside, it did help a lot. So thank you for that ability. I appreciate society creating that handicap pass. Then there was a time where I could barely walk, like I was on a cart. I had to take the cart. My wife had to take the cart out the back, like I was immobile. If anyone doesn't know, I ruptured my Achilles January 29th. 2 weeks later, got surgery where they cut me open, and I have a nasty scar on my leg. And I was battling the ability to walk again for the last few months, and I feel 100% now, like I could really start, and I re-injured myself in Las Vegas. Had a heavy demanding life that took me to Vegas and Miami, and of course I overwalked and pushed myself a little too hard and did something I shouldn't, and I hurt myself. And I went to the doctor, and he said, you re-ripped it again. He said, not in the same place. It will heal. This one will heal, he said, which made no sense to me. I'm so confused. Like, rip here? How many rips? Like, I tore here, I tore there, like how many tears, But I could feel it. I was in pain a lot moving around. My leg was like, oh man. It was so swollen. I was all alone. Whatever. I'm not complaining, but I'm all alone in my hotel room. Actually, God is love had just left me. He's like, all right, man, have a good night, bro. And he leaves me, like, made sure I got to my hotel, and he went to get me ice because the ice machine was far away. Any type of walking was just devastatingly painful. And, yeah, and he got me ice that night. And thank God he did. I had a bunch of ice. I kept it in, like, the freezer, and it stayed nice. Like, I stuck it in, like, the fridge, but he put it in the ice bucket that keeps ice nice, and I put that in the bucket, closed it, and put it, and it fit in the fridge. So the ice stayed, and I kept switching it as much as I could. My foot was so swollen, it was disgusting. It looked like a meat. Oh, God. If I show you my foot right now, it still looks a bit odd compared to a normal foot, but hey, man, it is what it is. Then I'm sitting there with him at the pool the next day. I shouldn't even have went. I'm walking around with him, and I'm lying there, and we're just like, he's like, I hope your foot's going to be okay, bro. It's a pretty good, hope your foot's going to be okay. You talk on him. You know what I mean? Hope your foot's going to be okay, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not perfect at your, I don't know, he's probably pissed right now. He's like, don't you dare ever do that again. He's like, you're going to be fine. I think you're going to heal up. Looks like you'll heal good, dude. But, just take your time. Sorry that happened to you, bro, but you'll be all right. I think you're going to be fine. And he was right. I was fine. Like, it ended up being okay. There's another bull div here now on the 1 minute. So the bulls keep fighting to try to stop the paid here. If we break 64.5, I mean, we definitely drop back down to 64,000. See if any liquidity opens up on BOOKMAP. No, they're still pulling these shorts, still, attempting to get this price action reversed back to 65.5. $1,000 move for Bitcoin. Higher low there. Somewhat of a cup and handle. Sammy, cup and handy on the 1 minute. Could it? I see more of a decent. I'm leaning more bearish than bullish right now. we had a chance to kind of continue this nice movement to the upside. We are hugging a higher low, but dang, man. You know, you got to give me a little more to work with on that. To me, the Bears are in control compared to the Bulls. Right now, they're winning the battle. How that would change if the 1 minute gets us back above 64, 680, 668, 670 there. See that line right there? Because that was your previous rejection. You bounce above that, then boom. The Bulls divergence is somewhat confirmed and we get a move. That's how I look at divergence. Everyone's like, how do you use divergence? Well, I look for the next support of resistance that makes sense. If the divergence can get us above that, then it worked. If it doesn't, then it's not confirmed as real. You know, it maybe gave you a move, but it didn't really change price action. I mean, this kind of shoulder, head, right shoulder, like this just looks a little more bearish to me than bullish. I gotta be honest. 21 below the 200 moving average. Put it upside down. Yeah, I mean, look at that. We would extend that a little bit, extend that, and say that looks kind of like a bear flag that wants to go lower. That made me want to bail almost. I mean, there's the model upside down. It tells us to long. Crazy, right? I mean, that would be a model play, the 21 above the 200. So technically that you should, you know, by my standards in my system, it says we should be shorting this. Do I bail out of my longs right now? I don't know, man. False move Monday. Be nice to take some small losses and bounce back. Be great if this double bottoms and digs in here. This is it. 15 minutes from now, we're gonna know whether we dump down or we fight through this. System tells me we're gonna dump. Again, nothing is 100%, so maybe it's wrong, but the system says that most of the time this is gonna dump down to 63.9. I would love to be wrong today. I would love to be wrong right now. BOOKMAP suggests no, too. We don't have that liquidity. It's a little bit there, though. Just enough to take us through. This is liquidity. We're watching, like, people look at candles. We see where the liquidity actually lies on the map, you know? Because the market, you know, the liquidity is going to find it. Price will find liquidity. I'm going to look for this double bottom to dig in. I'm still long right now. Despite whatever I say about probabilities and stuff, I'm going to do what it does on the trades, right? Trader instinct will keep you in or out of a trade. It's a battle right now at about 64.5, which makes sense. It's a psychological support of resistance zone. There's going to be a battle here at 64.5. It's going to happen. Let's jump out of here, get your mind counter right for a split second, and show you what's happening. Bitmine adds 7,391 ETH. Stake holdings to top 5 million Ethereum. Bitmine said it acquired 7,391 ETH over the past week, bringing its total to 5 million ETH, around 4.8 of the supply. That's crazy. The company has now staked 5 million ETH, roughly 80% of its holdings, with projected annualized staking revenue about 257 million. And, you know, it's bringing in cash flow like a dividend stock. You see what I'm saying? And then he's buying the low too. So if he's bringing in cash flow on the buy the low, he's DCAing and still getting his return. I mean, this is it on a big scale. 10 years from now, $11 billion worth of Ethereum. This guy's set to at least 10x that to $100 billion as far as I'm concerned. But only time will tell. But, you know, he continues to grind it out. Tom Lee, Bitmine, man, they don't stop. Grayscale pulls out a Cardano, Hedera, and Polkadot Trust ETF filings. They withdraw the SEC filings for these three, while ADA, HBAR, and DOT prices fell after the filings were pulled. And honestly, Grayscale's kind of fallen off since people really, you know what I mean? Ever since they really bounced back and forth and, you know, they sold off to do the ETF and all, and I don't know. So, but, you know, it does show that they don't believe in these coins corporately. And altcoins maybe have lost some flair. I don't know. It also could just be like they've lost interest themselves. But, you know, that was big talk back in the day that they were going to do. You know, they would used to lift the market. So You can see how it might deflate, though. I'm not a fan of these two projects too much. I'd still hold Cardano, but it is, it is what it is. Strategy continues to sell Bitcoin and common stock, but it's now set up so it has so much, it's set up for U.S. reserves and it can handle the debt, and it's in a pretty good spot as far as a company goes. Say it could go down to 5,000 Bitcoin and still be in the clear. South Korea launches 3.5, so it's kind of bullish in a way. If you think about it, no more Ponzi scheme talk like they're clearing the air there. Like, no, we're a real company, South Korea launches $3.5 billion fund to develop semiconductor chip supply chain. And then top Bitcoin price predictions, as many analysts believe the bottom may be in. There's a chance. Rex Fencer appears to be the biggest optimist that projected a price explosion to $400,000, arguing that a year from now, nobody will care whether they bought Bitcoin 10% higher. They'll only regret not purchasing more. Whale activity and institutional interest support optimistic perspective. Large investors have boosted their total holdings to roughly 3 million Bitcoin in 2026, a development that signals growing conviction among these players. And there's only like 17 million. It's kind of crazy. So, they almost own a quarter of the supply now at this point. And for their part, the spot ETFs have recorded 5 consecutive green days, meaning that pension funds, hedge funds, and other conservative investors have shown a growing appetite. This has required the products issuers such as BlackRock, because they do DCA long term and they never sell. So they have to wait for good pricing. And they're, right now, and so big money's gonna come in. And shout out to Crypto Potato, baby. Crypto Potato. Crypto Potato. So, dang, man. Bitcoin falling off. And, 21 below the 200 does say that we should get a dump easy. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. I love to be wrong here. A little bit of a wick. It is False Move Monday, but dang, probabilities are probabilities on any day of the week. And so this suggests that it's I might just give up on these longs. Small, cut them early, because if we bounce, now we get to get back above the 200. Let me take a look at the 1 hour, one-time clean. Yeah, now it's lost the tweezer bottom, but it's coming for the 200 moving average. That could be a beautiful bounce for me too. Many times we bounce off the 200. Could just be trying to clear the air there one more time. Getting far away from the 21 suggests too that not much more dumping can happen till we get some type of consolidation. Wow. Nasty move there. And hey, the system is awesome for us, right? It tells us when that 21's below the 200, that price is going to dump in our face. And what happens right now? Price did what? It dumped on our face. Still a chance we bounce off the 1 hour 200. 4 hour, let's take a look here. 4 hour could still bounce off its 200 moving average too. This is a big deal though. You lose the 200 on the 4 hour. You start coming back down to that 62.5 area. And my stop losses start to be considered as meat grinders, which is completely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You win some, you lose some. Here we are at the 1 hour 200. It came so fast and furiously, they didn't even give me a chance to blink. We got a bounce here off the 200. This is where a lot of people would get into a long. And then there we go. Amazing, right? The system works again. The 20, we flipped it upside down. It said that would be a long. 21 above the 200 is a long, so we flipped it upside down. Then we put it back upright, and this is the right way in. There's the 21 below the 200. I drew the descending triangle. We know they break down. Why are you not in the short, Sam? Hey, I got caught on the wrong side. I'm in a bigger idea trade, seeing if I can still squeeze it through. Not technically out of my idea yet. The 1 hour has to lose that 200 harshly. Looks like it is pretty, it's coming at it now. I expect a wick here. This will be crazy if it eats right through it. That's unexpected. I don't know what's going on, if we're getting Hormuz or, you never know. I just look at price action for price action. I don't look for news, but a lot of times it's coupled with something going on. I look at the S&P, see if the S&P is struggling. Dang, that's just a nasty dump there. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder right there. I see it so clearly there. Wow, and then they had this monster green candle. It went all the way. Wow, it was a bullish engulfer to come back up, then pump this to dump it. Or they actually dumped it first to pump it. If it was pumped first, I would have gotten out earlier, Could still bounce this puppy back to the upside. A chance I still end up in the green on these trades if the 200 moving average can hold me on the 1 hour time frame. I'm scared, though. I'm so afraid, everybody. I'm down $600. It's the end of my career. Yeah. It's over for me. Yeah. That's the last bit of money I ever had to my name. So I'm probably going to have to pack it in after this one. Sorry, guys. I did what I could. But that's it. I got down to my last 600 and just not going to make it. Just not gonna make it. Gotta pay rent. Gotta get the AC on here in Florida, and tough times ahead. Tough times ahead for the Price family. It's not gonna be easy here. Anthony made a little all-time high the other day, so it looked like I want to break up. I don't know why I'm seeing that differently. I mean, we already put out a call for it in the trading group, so it tells me, are you in the trading group? Remember Deep, back with Squee. It's a crucial area here for a bounce. There's also a bunch of, a bounce. There's also, look, there's a high volume node right there. And there's a lot of price action. Price action likes to bounce off price action, right? When there's a lot of up and down price action right there that gives you that possible catalyst. Wow. Beautiful bull div. Bounces it all the way back. Gets rejected by the 200. Swings it back down again. Is this a bigger bullish divergence on the bigger time frame? Let's look at it on the 5-minute. I mean, now you're looking for 5-minute bullish div. This can get confusing because nothing's set in stone. You keep working at what you can find. Doesn't mean you're right. It doesn't mean you know what I mean? It's just you keep working at what you can find. See the cow getting abducted by the UFO? That used to happen. And they did cow mutilate. Cows were getting mutilated in a way where things were taken out of them with a laser so perfectly, people couldn't figure out what was going on. This was a phenomenon happening all around the Midwest, Montana, and Wyoming. Seriously, man, you can look this up. And it was scientifically done. It couldn't have been done. Whoever did it knew exactly what they were doing, Look at a deep protocol. Look at that pump and that dump. All right, set it up nicely, but it was way too far for the 21 when it was up here. You always know that, so. And honestly, Sweet is not doing good. We went over how I kind of gave up on Sweet and SEI and those chains, and this was the heart and soul of it. I used to have so much faith in this thing. I did sell this one. Happy I did because I made some at least. Dang man, wow. But that looks head right shoulder to me. I don't know what to say, but either it's the absolute bottom and something's going to happen, and you have to have basically guts of steel to buy this. And it does break back to the upside on some type of kind of Adam and Eve here or something, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes lower. No one's talking about it. It doesn't have a lot of volume. It's not like it's in the, I don't see why it would all of a sudden just get a big move. Can't stand trading with people around. You brave to show your true trades. PNL. I know it's not fun, man, to lose in front of people at all. But you know what? I haven't lost yet. I got to just keep it real with myself. We're bouncing back. I'm down 500. There's a chance. Now, I know. Losing is the worst, man. But I also know it's part of my trading career is losing, and part of live streaming is losing live. We play for the same team, brother. I heard I'm just being honest. Bro, man, if you're hurt by your soul, you got to chill, man. So many people know me. If I say one thing on the live and you get, take a deep breath, man. Life is cool, bro. And you got to live in a reality where all things are good, man. Take a deep breath, bro. Yeah. Think of it. I know so many people that I get that, you just got to, it's all good, man. I stumbled up with a strange cow processing site. And all you have to understand, I could be a crazy, I say things that are out of control, man. Don't expect me to be exactly who you place. I'm a crazy Irish guy in Boston. You know what I mean? I just play the role of a nerd with the glasses on. And I'm not saying, me and you are best friends. I'm not saying we would never have, I have no issues with any of my subscribers. I don't want to go there. What I'm saying is just sometimes I might not say exactly what you expect me to say, and I might not be this perfect mold of a person you want me to be. That's all. Now,
I really love you. I appreciate you too, man. Yeah. I just want you to know it's all good. You're 100% with me, man. We're good, man. Yeah. How's it feeling being back in the Florida routine? It feels great, man. I'm a crazy Italian from Brooklyn, New York City. Okay, hey, dude, see, even better. So now we even really understand each other. Yeah, if you lived in New York City like I did for a long time, then yeah. You never lose unless you sell. When I'm out looking at the longer time frames and making it work for you. Hey, there you go. You could mitigate, and that's what we also teach in mitigation. You know, we teach strategies that exactly to do what he just told you to do. And Master Friend does that every, so that's another way to get on in there and find out about that. So what a beautiful Monday. God bless everyone. Thank you. Sam, still hitting your workouts now that you are back from vacation? No, I was never hitting my workouts, to be honest, at all. Since I got hurt, I literally have given myself grace. But today I will go work out. And I'll post a video to the trading group of me working out to prove it to you. All right. And I'll post a video on it of I'll do a motivational video about working out or something online. No pants. No, what I like about trading the most is wearing pants. I got pants on, dude. And my fly is up, all right? So don't even play me. I like that. Someone who texts about Yomo teaching me how to make money. Hey, I'm down 100% of my trade and it means nothing. Based on my trading system and amount of the trade. I love you. That means you know exactly what you're doing. Hands down. Look, this is a beautiful bull div on the 15-minute. Still looking for this to dig in and turn into an inverted head and shoulder. We're still going to win. What's crazy is what will happen later on. This is what's interesting. This is why they call me Sammy Cup and Handy, because this could eventually be the cup. The right shoulder ends up being the handle. And on top of that me and Master Friend strategy combined with maybe a dump down to the 786 or near this, this golden pocket here. So basically an hour from now, we could pump, come back down, and that will be the golden entry. See, the key is to try to be way ahead of the manipulation and let the manipulation play into something that you've seen before. Good afternoon, Sam from the south of France, staying on an amazing countryside vineyard estate. Dude, can you send us pictures, dude? It sounds amazing. Maybe you don't want to send out your location. I get it. But take some, and when you leave, man, let us know. That sounds absolutely beautiful. Enjoy that summer vacation, brother. And shout out to anyone out there taking holiday, as you guys say around the world. The go to Sarasota, baby. Sarasota Gosa. You're funny, man. Saragossa. If you don't get a pants deal, bro, with a suit company or Levi's, money on the table. Man, let's all take a moment and pray for this man's mom. Amen. Hey, God bless you, Vegas Claw. I'm sorry about your mom, man. Can't have 12 companies in the underground, none of those many heaps of rocket cars without being at least half. You're funny. End of the daily, we'll do a crazy palm. It's possible. Anything is possible. I don't know. They're still bleeding us dry today, though. No matter what, I keep looking for these outs on the smaller time frames. They're not seem to give it to us. Now they're building some liquidity below us, see? Now that people got scared, they started raising their stop losses. See, the liquidation levels come into play. Now they get revealed. That's 63,750 now on the table. We got to dig in here strong. This is this. Otherwise, we going down to 63,750, boy. And you say, how? Well, we got to figure out how. That's what my whole point is, we'll make some type of bear flag here. And the bear flag will take us lower. 63,930. Yeah, but how much further can this beach ball be pushed underwater? Will it pop or will it blast off? Find out today in TradingView. Yeah, exactly. He says, your TA has been horrible. If the forecast was green but brang, I don't claim to be good, man. I never said I was that good. Yeah. I'm just the guy that shows up every day. I'm just consistent, man. I never told you I was the greatest thing ever. Like, I never said that. Like, I've never said I was the greatest trader in the world, man. I've been doing this for 20 years. You might catch a month where I lose every single trade. It's rare. I don't think I ever did it, but there could be. Could be a week where I lose. It could, I never said I was the best, man. You're actually just saying the truth, bro. Like that, you know what? TA plays out. Sometimes it doesn't. You have to have proper risk management. You have to have a stop loss for when it doesn't go the way you were planning on it going. And yeah, I probably would have tooted my horn if it played out. I'm a YouTuber, man. I'm an entertainer. This is entertainment. I would have been like, yeah, I hit the trade, baby. Of course I would have. You're spot on, dude. Everything you said is right. You're just basically making it 100% true about trading. Yeah. Straight up. Like, I'm just out here every single day teaching people, bro. I made millions of dollars already. Like, I don't need to there's really nothing I need to prove to you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing I need to prove to you. I'm here to teach. If you want to learn from me, you can take it. If you don't want to learn from me, you can lose it. It's up to you, man. The strategy said that we were likely going to go lower than higher, right? I came here and said that. I don't know what else. I'm supposed to be here and show you where price action is going to move every day. We came here, we drew this descending triangle. We showed the shoulder, kind of head and right shoulder, and we said it looks like it's going lower. We said that the 21 was below the 200 moving average, and I suggested that we would probably head down to 64,000. You know what I mean? I don't know. And you can ask people here, I'm pretty accurate over time. You can ask the people, am I accurate over time? You know what I mean? Have you come here and learned a lot? What do you guys think of me? Is the channel worth watching? Is he right? Am I wrong? I don't know. I'll put myself to the public. Guys, let me know. Fill up the comments, put me to the test here. He goes, you think we're home for no reason, bro? I'm in a 5,000 square foot home. Man, Kyle's banging on him. Immediately, this is phenomenal, TA. Said it showed that it's going lower. He's just bullish on Bitcoin, as we should be. Yeah. Welcome back to Florida, brother. Can you take a look at USDT on the daily? Thanks, and have a blessed week. What I want to do, though, is turn a beautiful comment where someone thinks it's going to be. He ended up becoming a lifer. This guy will join the trading group. See? He's never been treated with such love and kindness in his life, man. Yeah. Look at this. Sam is very accurate. Brother Dan Skippy is worth watching. Extremely accurate. I love the channel. Yes, the strategy has helped my trading tremendously. The model plays out. I love you. There's a reason why we keep showing back up every day. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't answer questions with the superior. I know, right? Don't give the client your time. Probably second time here. Lifer knows who you are, bro. I know. I just like to show up that I'm not afraid to back down from, you know what I mean? To me, it helps too, because I'm not afraid to back down, man. A lot of people wouldn't mention it. They try to hide it. I want to show them that it's like, this is what you got to do, man. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Banned from the chat because I'm too hilarious. I know, right? T been spot on. The problem is they take it scalps with the swing trader mentality. Yeah. Sam, 2X TA champion. My man. Joining the trading group was the best decision I ever made. And a bit personally. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Watching Sam took me from crypto trading to trading on my own. Thank you. It's about 3 out of 4 trades now. Come on now. 75% probability. That's amazing. And the reality is it's higher than that. Thank you. Teaching and learning goes both ways, but learning how to lose is more important. Heads up and try again. Thank you. Sam's accuracy is getting ridiculous. You don't watch his TA for predictions. You watch it for directions. Thank you. Sam gave me mental wealth, and thanks for showing me how to trade. God bless you. The man doesn't need a crystal ball. He's got life or vision. Amen. I wish I was 100%. I wish every single time I made a call, it played out. You know? I am staying in my longs right now, and it's getting closer and closer to put me in the fire. Sam puts his money where his mouth is and is giving away so much value for free. Forget if this guy's right or not, he'll definitely teach you something better than trading, and that's how to be a better you. Thank you. The accuracy isn't magic. It's years of charge, discipline, and projections, and repetition, yeah? Exceptional win rate, maybe many big wins, minimal small losses. Thank you. And I don't trade that hard on the summer, man. You know, in August specifically, like, you're likely not going to see one of my bigger wins. You might see one, we had bigger wins in June. We had bigger wins in May. Heck, when I was in Miami, we had a nice $5,000 night, dude. Like, $5,000 in a night. And that wasn't the first, it was a couple of those in that couple of week period.
You call 20 things. Thank you. God bless you. And still, yeah, exactly. I've watched thousands with you in live trades. That's your fault. How? That's impossible, man. We've won more than we've lost on live trading. Yeah. Oh, whatever. I don't even care. I love the community. We don't need to get people. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The 4-hour 200 is going to be a key area today too as well. If that can hold us down, we get a bounce, folks. If we lose that, we drop down probably to this area. First to this area, 62.3, and then down to 62.2. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And what we'll do is we'll make a five-minute bear flag. And the 5-minute time frame will continue. So if we're bullish, we're going to get some type of bounce off this bull div here on the 5-minute time frame. I'm going to delete everything here because it's... So you can see what's going to happen. You can kind of see how the day is going to pan out here. And then you want to see how that daily candle is sizing up to close. So this is going to happen, or we're going to continue maybe in some type of descending triangle, bear flag, and go lower. You're going to know now, and what? You can hit shift and go sideways. 3 hours at the very most, 2 hours and 45 minutes, we're going to either make a bear flag or reverse. The people that have the guts to catch a falling knife, all right? Let's create the lifer coin and take it and make it. Someone could make it and send it to me, I guess, but I can't make it. You know what I mean? He should launch the pants meme coin. You're funny. This man is a beast. He's monster. He's awesome. He's sensible. Come on, man. I don't even know what to say. You're funny. Let's create a... no. Take this to 54. You're funny. Check. Yo. We combine at least make you enough to 5x. I know, right? When div shows, I look for trend lines of the 15-minute that didn't retest for my be it up or down. I like that. That's a good idea. I like that idea. Yeah, the 1 hour has no... Yeah, exactly. I heard that loud and clear. Loud and clear. Is there a chance for a playlist change? It's been the same couple songs for months. Yeah, we could change it up. But we usually don't, though. Yeah, we keep it along for a long time, It's just how it is. We've been using these songs for years. We've left them, come back to them, though. What I do is I kind of change the BPM sometimes. We get into deeper energy. But believe, don't try to take the show, just watch the TA, man. I'm just messing with you. Let's take a look at coin market cap on the morning and see what's happening on the day here on the 1 hour time frame. Then we'll get into super chats. I know it's been a minute. We haven't looked at the chat as much today. It's been crazy. Price action's been, pump fund continues. Lit continues. Cosmo actually has a move too. Crazy. And XTC. And my Chinese meme there. So look at Pump, Lighter, and Atom. I want to take a look at all those. Bitcoin not looking amazing, I'll tell you that, though. First thing we want to look at is Pump.Fund. With a resurgence of the meme coins, is getting some love recently. Daily is a far for the 21 with a nice pump, though. Looking for consolidation now. And for it to stay above this previous resistance at 0.025. I feel like the daily just got to consolidate, which tells me also the 1 hour. Could it go on a rip? Maybe. To me, yeah, same thing here, though. I want to see this consolidate. Let the 21 come back into play. It may even come back. It might do one of these first. Doesn't tell me it's time to buy just yet. There's kind of a bear div. It's time to wait out and set alerts, though. And 5 to 6 days is telling me is going to be a pretty righteous time to get down. And I'll put alerts in that. What that does is it puts it on a watch list immediately because then I just hit my alerts and there it is. You don't even have to make a watch list because the watch list is the alert section, which is pretty cool, right? Let's take a look at our baby. One that we've been interesting is Lit. Talking about this coin when it first came out, we saw this first initial pump on the bigger time frame. So we gave you this trade here in at about 227. It went all the way to 249. It was in the green. With leverage, that's a nice pump. And then we're still looking for this to do damage. And so we got it flagged out here. And it looks like, I don't know, 12, 16 more hours, maybe even 20. But I'm looking for lit to continue to this pump and continue the move. Look at this, Adam and Eve, and then there's the flag. There's an Adam and Eve and a flag. That plays out many, many times. So we're lit on the small time frame here for lit. And we're lit on the big time frame there for lit. And we're looking for 286 as the target. I created a meme coin, made some printing and art more. Same style of Bitcoin, little blend in and when coin narrative. With the art matching. Interesting. The guy actually thinks that 80% probably works 10% of the time. Math is hard for some people. Morphe to the moon. God bless the golden god. I love you, man. Lit to the lit over here. Hey, we'll see what happens. And then Adam. It's interesting to see Adam finally moving. Like, does corporate America just love Adam? Dude, look at that. That looks really nice. It's going to have to plow through the 200 moving average, but I bet the 2 hour looks great. Dude, Adam looks really nice. So, I don't know what to say, but that's a trade right now. You are kind of buying a bit of a breakout, but there's a high probability play here. 2.9 risk to reward ratio. And I do hold a big bag of Adam, so I am bullish on anything Adam if it can move. But Adam looks at it. I don't know what's going on with it. It rarely makes a setup like this. So because it rarely makes a setup like this, I believe we got to pay attention to it. And it's got big volume. It's not a nobody coin. It just does nobody things for long periods of time. But it used to be one of the big boys. You know, carried heavy weight, had a massive market cap. Man, Adam, man, what did you do, Cosmo? What did you do to me, huh? Morphe to the moon over here. Let's take a look at Morphe. I actually used to like trading Morphe. Morphe over here. Then there's Morpho. Morphe, was that? Yeah, you have to get that on. Let me see. So one of these guys, look, I'm looking for if to blow up, man. If it can, that's what we're looking for. That's the move you would get. And look at it. It's kind of forming a bit of an Adam and Eve here. And Adam and Eve is a double bottom with a rounded bottom. All right, you can look this up. Google it. You'll find it. I'm not making this stuff up. I'm a developer graduate at FSU. Exactly. Exactly, yeah. The guy actually... yeah. Adam trade, wow, being, yeah, it's been a long time. Change now. This one looks pretty big. He goes now. Called it now. Could palm in the community for my mom. Only like for, oh wow. No, this one's bigger, though. I've never seen this. Could be careful, man. There's a lot of crazy stuff out here. Dang, Bitcoin struggling to do anything. Has a double divergence now. Where it's up on this, you know, it's kind of saying, hey, wow, it's getting closer. My stop is getting closer and closer. It's funny, I haven't lost a G in a long time, so it'll be all right. It's kind of fun to take a loss, you know. Let's go, baby. I could actually break that all. Yeah. Bitcoin will surge in October, says Crazy Frenchman 205. That's what we're looking for, man. That's the plan. You know what I mean? We got to look at that CME watch and see what's happening to the Fed watch gap and go from there. CME watch tool. The next Fed meeting is going to be in a long time, which is nice. September, right? We get August off, which is awesome. September 16th. And right now we're kind of break even. But, you know, they're pushing towards a hike, though. Definitely not a cut. It's saying a cut isn't even close to happening. Which is a bit weird when you think about it, but that's kind of where we stand. Everyone thought Kevin Warsh was going to come in. I think he takes, sorry, Sam, never fun to take a loss. Never. I hadn't seen now, took it before this weekend. Is there one with some action now? I don't know. I got to be really careful showing stuff with low market cap. You know what I mean? Some people get like, I just, because it's the whole stream, The only thing I invested in heavy was AI Pants Company. Wear no pants and look like you're wearing pants. Amazing tech. It's awesome. And it's been doing wonders. And people don't even know the company exists because it's so good. You know what I mean? But we have a massive market cap. Someone wants me to go over a coin called SWAPPY. This looks interesting. This TOPBLAST, it's starting to consolidate. And if it consolidates, it could do exactly what it says. Possibly $1 million market cap, possibly a penny coming. Or no, a tenth of a penny coming. And 400 of a penny. 001425 is possible. I mean, it's consolidating. I'm just going over TA, guys. I do TA on everything. I don't own any of this stuff. And be very careful. I do speculate. I mean, what's interesting about this one is it's got like this uptrend here, this flat top here, right? Oh, it could make a quick little move. I don't know if it's going to become one of the biggest ones in the game, but it could possibly get to 00199. It's consolidating. It's kind of a bit of a head and shoulder here. SWAPPY. These just came out. These are brand new, so Pants AI is the future. Yep. It's kind of blooming up because they're so fresh. If you get in early, just think of it like any other alt. Don't get emotionally attached. You think just because it's Robinhood, it's just going to start ripping? It's possible. Stay true to if, baby. If coin or bust, man. Throughout all this volatility, fear and greed has seemingly shrugged it all off. What I got to say is, if you're not buying at 5, then what are you doing buying at 30? But if you didn't buy it at 5, you better buy at 30. You know what I mean? And before you know it, it will be at 60, 70. We'll be back at 80K. And everyone's going to say, man, these were the times. Like, and the time to buy is always painful. It's always scary. It's never easy. Look at this, man. Oh, man. I may capitulate here. I mean, they're threatening to close below the 200 now on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. That's no good. Right now, the 4 hour is being tested. This is it for me. Like, we close below it, I'm gonna just kind of move on and wait for it to resettle. Even if it bounces back up and then starts to consolidate. And again, I have to trade the 21 above the 200 in the 4 hour time frame. I have to, even though they went after the trend line. Have to trade it. I don't have a choice because it's part of my trading style. I have to lose these trades. Don't you get it? Because one day I'll open up one of these. It's going to be, I mean, we've already hit that one. We've hit other ones too. So got to take a long on Adam. Sam, since been watching you, gave 50, 10 and me, and we gave you some too. Yeah, since watching you, you gave 50 10x. I gave 50 10x memes? What? Really? I don't know. I'm looking to form a head and shoulder. You're going to win. I don't know, man. It looks really sketchy. Like your show, TA on Wicked Cat. I got to go into the super chats, man, and see how many I may or may not be missing. Let me jump on in here. Shout out to anyone that gave a super chat today. I appreciate it. Manuel12255, Cryptic Rick. At this point, I'm convinced tomorrow's chart is texting Sammy tonight. You're funny. Archibald is out. SWAPPY. Wow, we got a lot. So free. Thanks for all you do. Just turned 34 today. Amen. God bless you, man. Happy birthday. Thank you for sharing that with us. Sorry, I missed that. Gratitude. Can we look at P10? Okay, let's look at P10 on the stock exchange as we're really about to lose 64. Wow, it's like a insane divergence there. P10, Patterson UTI Energy. Look at on the weekly. Kind of sideways on the weekly, but making a higher low. and dabbling with the 200, kind of a head and shoulder, but it seems like it's pushing that. Weekly in general looks like a bigger target. Could break to the upside. 5-day chart looks interesting. Could be that right shoulder, but seems to be negating it with that, bullish engulfing candle there, no? And getting above the 200 moving average. 3-day chart seems to be kind of growing up again. Signs of life. And then there's your daily, which really, if you took it apart, the daily itself was in, what was supposed to happen with me with Bitcoin now, the 21 above the 200. We're supposed to get the pump, not the stop hunt. For whatever reason, it's low volume summer trading and they're hunting us. That's nothing else I can really say about it. They keep hunting everybody. Somehow they didn't get me yet. They wicked us back above the 200. There's a chance I still win these trades, folks. I end up showing some big gains when this is all said and done. I kept my conviction. I didn't run like a scared kitty cat out of the trades just yet. I could have many times. So this is broken out. I see this headed to this resistance and then back here to the top of the channel. 4-hour battling the 200. Interesting. 1 minute just got a nice pump. I'd have to be flagging out that 15. Probably going to come back to the 21. Make some type of inverted head and shoulder. Make some type of pattern here. Get a pump up to 12. 15 in the short term. Forgot to throw PRCT, PROCEPT Bio Robotics Compute Corporation. Yeah, and I mean, we're going to have to get AI to move. That's robotics. And look, a lot of these robotic companies are at the base. Wow, this thing is like no one even, a little bit of bull div on the weekly too. Look at that. There's bull div on the weekly, which is very rare. As I told you, I've studied that on Bitcoin, and it makes me think this could be a screaming buy here. Probably will go shoulder, head, right shoulder. Take a long time. You're looking for robotics at the bottom, right? I mean, it's cool. AI coins are all up huge, but they can't do anything without a robot body, right? Once we start getting them into the next level. Something like that looks interesting to me. 3-day, daily. And then I'm always going to be looking, is that 4-hour back above the 200? Is the 1-hour back above the 2? And the 1 hour's back above the 200 moving average. So once I see that the general idea looks bullish, you can then start doing a couple things. You can start swing trading the 1 hour with more conviction because the bigger time frames are behind you. Or you can start DCAing into the bigger time frames and starting a bigger trade that's going to take a lot longer. Those are both up to you, and that's your idea, right? And that's why, no one can trade for you. Both of those have their own outcome, their own ideal, and can be taken differently and interpreted differently, right? You'll learn something from both of them in different ways, too, as well. Good morning, Sam. Can you get a free... Why do I keep people doing that? Let's look at JST from Cryptic Rick. I put that out recently. I wonder if it played out the way I was looking at. It did not. We were looking for it to consolidate sideways more. And the bull div eventually kind of took over. I didn't have like an actual trade on it. I said, let's just watch it though. It's in an uptrend. Again, it may flatten out here. There's a chance Bitcoin really does flatten out. They're like, Bitcoin usually looks nasty before it pumps, and it usually looks pumpy before it dumps. False move Monday. The big move comes Monday night usually. Wow, they came down to challenge the 4-hour yet again. So the 4-hour candle just closed above the 200. Then they dumped it. I tell you what, man, at 4 o'clock, we have to see a green candle. This candle closes green, or we could front run it around 2. So I'd just be watching the 4-hour mostly today. If it comes back up green, we have a chance to front run this back up. If it closes red, you got to think that 5-minute is going to make another bear flag. It's not going to make. So remember, you got the 5-minute open right now. You're projecting a possible inverted head and shoulder off the bull div that is very strong. See? The strong bullish divergence. The RSI is up. Price action is down. But this might make a descending triangle. You'll get a bounce, but you'll stay inside. Dump. 63.9. Let's take a look at the liquidity map and see what's happening. Yeah, they thinned us out above. So they spoofed us above. Still got the order, though. Still orders up there, but you can see it's starting to turn red below us. 63.5 now comes alive. Profits and lessons, baby. Profits and lessons. No such thing as a loss. Sam, USDRUB chart looks dumpy on the high time frames. USDRUB? What is USDRUB? Daily's futures contracts for Russian ruble, right? Honestly, it pumped above the two. See, this is like your signal to long that right there. I know there's some bear div there. That could turn into like a bear, you know. You'd look for consolidation. It's either going sideways or down. So if you do open up a short, I'd say you probably don't lose any money. It just goes like this, and then you'll have to get out. Or you do win. So it's one of those things where it's either break even or win. Which those are some pretty good trades, right? Because the risk is low. It just looks dumpy on the higher time frames. I just see, it looks, I don't know, it's about to get a golden cross. 21's coming up. It looks like it could continue. It's telling me a month and a half from now, it's actually going to be somewhere at 91. Be cool if you guys quote me on that and see what happens. Hey, Sam, I admire your commitment. I feel there's so much I can learn from you. Thank you. Can we have a look at Sol regardless? Regards, boss. Yes, we'll take a look at Sol. Still long on Sol from 73. And it's having some trouble here. Looks like it's going to consolidate, take a long time to play out. But still long for a move back to the daily and then back up all the way to 97. MOW pre-ignition. Mao? I don't know what Mo is. Mao the cat, huh? I don't know, bro. It looks so weird to me. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if it's even the right one. I don't know. Yeah, I can't. Cookie, pretty please. Let's take a look at Cookie. I'm trying to think, was my brain faster? I used to go ripping through these things. Wow, Cookie took a dump. Look at that. Started to break out and it came back down hard. I'm telling you, man, these coins are very risky right now. I do not have tons of faith in these coins. You know, in and out, a scalp here or there, a possible DCA into a few. But that is about it. I'm not overly rambunctiously, if, you know. What time we got to leave, honey, for my doctor appointment for me footy?
It's at 1. At 12:30.
Okay. Avail. Deep looks horrible. We went over that. Ave. Welcome back to Florida, brother. Can you take a look at USDT on the daily? Thank you. Yeah. At this point, I'm convinced tomorrow's chart is. Yeah. Thank you. Archibald. Yeah. Can you look at PRL? Pearl. I remember that coin. Cookie's coming back down to previous supporters' resistance. Draw Fibonacci. It's pretty interesting. I bet it was the 15-minute near that 200. What you want to see is, can the 15-minute make an inverted? So you buy now, which is aggressive because you don't know. 15-minute makes an inverted. You buy here for a higher probability, less, but a higher price. You know, a little smaller reward, you know. But you got to watch it closely. Put an alert on Cookie. If you're jumping in now, you got some guts. Might be a good buy. I'm not into that risk right now. Just because I'm not doesn't mean you don't have to be, but. Pearl. I like what you're seeing here. Let's take a look. So Pearl's been on a bit of a tear here on the daily. Ripped up. Went from about 18 cents all the way up to 29. Not too bad. 3-day chart looks interesting too as well. Wow, a little far from that 21 though. Got to start looking at those bigger time frames. 6 hours got a bear div as well. 4 hours got a bear div. 1 hour. So I don't know. You know, it looks a bit high risk to me. Volume looks a little, the order book looks interesting. I'd have to see it consolidate yet again. I know I'm boring, but I just want to see the easy thing, or not the easy thing, but I want to see the obvious probability play out. Could easily dump and this never happened. I could do 10 of these and it never happens. We only trade the ones that matter. You see? You get it? I don't think people fully understand my trading style sometimes. Can you have a quick look at HGRAF? Wow, been a long time since we looked at that coin. I'll tell you that. HGRAF. Oh, is that? Oh, yeah. Oh, no. This was. Oh, no. Yeah, we did look. Funny, man. This is the target. I gave this Adam and Eve double bottom, and I said it was likely going up to 521. Looks like we nailed it. So, Sean, I don't know if you can dig these up, but even these are pretty good calls, man. But, again, I mean, got above the 200 of the moving average. Couldn't make a bit of a flag, and I saw it ripping, and even circled the exact resistance there. Crazy. Nice pump. It went from $4 all the way back up to $5.24. Take a look at the weekly now. Just kind of zoom out and see, is it going to continue? Nice call. You take a screenshot to grab the call if anyone needs. Or wants proof of the call. Proof of the call? I mean, a breakout of the weekly. 5-day chart looks interesting. 3-day chart, somewhat sideways. After the pump, we got to get... I'd like to see it get sideways, what I'm saying. 1 hour's pretty interesting. It's rambunctious. There's some bullish tones to this. This could continue. I'd got to see the 21 touch again, or it ain't going nowhere. That's just how it works. I know you don't believe me. 90% of the time. AIOZ. I remember this coin. I still own it. Decentralized. Only getting the perpetual a lot. Wow, finally had a bit of a move, huh? From 4 cents all the way back up to 5. Some love for these coins. These coins, I mean, this coin I believed in had a real use case and a team. Nice weekly bullish div. It could say, hey, maybe it's coming back. You'd have to DC into this and believe in it. That's how I look at it. But the weekly does look interesting. 4 hours getting back above the 200 moving average. You know exactly what I'm going to say. Just flag it out. Aggressive entry would be now because, and there's a chance you actually get to hold above that 200. Bitcoin really struggling. It's looking more like it's going to make the bear flag now than anything else. Can't seem to get the reversal. Bulls are not stepping in to save the day just yet for BTC here. Actually looks, let me show you. What happens is you just keep making these descenders. Instead of getting the right shoulder, you'll do this. 21 stays below the 200 and you just get continuation dumpsy. Looks like they're going to come take me out on one of my trades. Looks very likely, but we were here before at 62.64.2. Can we battle it off? I don't know. That looks like a descending triangle, folks. Flip it upside down. It's the same story. You can see how we're moving. The momentum is now to the downside. That's what it told us when the 21 hit the 200 there again. Same exact thing. The first time there, right? Okay, and thank you so much. I think we got through every single super chat. May God bless you guys. Super chats are absolutely out of control. Something's brewing. More people are paying attention. More retail back inside of these altcoins. So, yeah. And then look, bearish div just like getting negated. Like it was pretty nice there. It's crazy. I used to hold API 3 another coin I used to trade all the time. You're giving me memories, bro. It's attempting to Adam and Eve with a little bit of a cup there. 1 hour showing signs of getting back above the 200, Could possibly give a pump. Does get good volume. The chart, the numbers look good. I don't think it's on every exchange. It might be on weeks for perpetual, though, Inverted cat ears on every time frame. API 3, USDT. There we go. Yeah, they got it on weeks too as well. Interesting. Below the 200, though. It's got to be above the 200. on the perpetual. 64K is strong support. Really hope it holds. It's a battle right now for sure. That's a descending triangle starting to form. Like, we had a chance to make an inverted head and shoulder. Like, the small time frames keep telling us that the shorts are in control. I'm likely to get stopped out here and go from there. But hey, I'm going to, I got another one there. I'm going to keep myself going. So yes, they do have it. I'll keep you guys up to date inside the trading group. There's a chance we get a bit of a bounce. I do got a doctor's appointment, but not until 1 o'clock. But I'll be around most of the day. No problem. It's not a big deal. They're just like looking at my leg for 10 minutes. It's, I'm in and out of there. And it's pretty close to my house. So no biggie. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here and being absolutely amazing and staying a little bit late. I think we pushed it till 12:12 today and went extra. May God bless each and every one of you for jumping on in and being amazing. Thank you so much for being awesome and hanging out with the Crypto Lifer. We greatly appreciate that. Talk me an XRP. I'm open and doing it. No. Not talking to anyone and anything. You do whatever makes you happy. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Your comments and your awesome time you dedicate to the show is why we have an amazing show. May God bless you all for being here every single day. I thank you so much for keeping it real with the Crypto Lifer, and I'll kick it with you tomorrow for another beautiful, awesome live stream. Every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I will be here live trading with you, going over it. I just sat in my longs and didn't get scared yet. We'll see. One little peek. Let's take one last little peek at price action here. See what's happening. Can we hold this level or are we going to dump? Go to CryptoLifer.com. Join my Discord to find out more. Hang out and keep up to date with me throughout the day. I love y'all. Thank you so much. The secret to success is getting started. You're not going to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. And be thankful for every single thing in your life, every single moment. And I'm telling you, it'll grow abundance. And next thing you know, you'll be in a place you never thought possible. May God bless you. Thank you so much. And I'll see you tomorrow. And thank you, dear Lord, for my channel. Thank you for keeping me healthy today. Thank you for my family. Thank you for you guys. And thank you for everyone here. I'm so grateful, dear Lord. Amen. I'll see you guys in the Discord.
Moving on.